Day 5, Tuesday. Ihai. I think it's ashes, but again, if I'm wrong, I'll put the right meaning on the screen. Police headquarters, Tuesday. 3:14 a.m.
I took a look around your head, and I discovered something. Something about the new Cyclops serial killings. Apart from Ota, there are 4 victims. Shoko Nadami, Renju Okiura, Iris Sagan, and So Sejima. Who was responsible for these murders? Shoko was stabbed by Renju with an ice pick. Renju was strangled to death by Iris. So cut open Iris's body. But who shot So?
You.
It was you. In other words, all of these murders were committed by different people. There wasn't just one killer. That's how it looks on the surface, anyway. But
On the surface?
that's not the truth, is it? There's only one culprit. One person. And that person is...
Wait, so is it like body switching? I guess that is what he's implying, right? Who is the new Cyclops killer? So it is essentially the old Cyclops killer, right? Is there something else that we can look at in this room? Sorry guys, let me just check the room. If there's nothing else, I'll go straight to talking to boss again. Okay guys, so there is no new dialogue option. Let's talk to boss. It's you, I guess. Let's say it's you, because, I mean, all the others are dead, so it can't be them.
Yes, you. The person in front of me right now.
You're blaming the commander of Abyss for this?
No, not boss. The person inside boss's head.
Oh, that had tilt.
Can you at least try to make sense?
Alright, I'll explain. You know about the abandoned chemical plant in Kawasaki? There's a prototype sync machine there. You use that device to swap around bodies one by one.
Oh, so it is body switching.
In other words, the entire egg ends up being replaced. Mind, consciousness, memory, they are traded. Switched.
I don't know where it started, but at some point, you got into Shoko's brain.
Yeah, how?
Then, you got into Renju's. And got rid of Shoko's body. After Renju was Iris. You strangled Renju using Iris.
I mean, I get the killing, but why gouge out their
After
left
that,
eyes then?
into So. Who you used to kill Iris and Ota at the cold storage warehouse. Now, you're in Boss's body. Inside her head.
It's kind of scary.
I see. If you know that much, then I have nothing left to hide. Yes.
Her demeanor
I am
changed.
the culprit behind the new Cyclops serial killings. I guess you can call me the new Cyclops killer.
Okay. But aren't you also the original Cyclops killer? Should we say... Let's just first talk to her about who was inside Iris during the interrogation. I can't see the whole thing.
That was me.
It did sound like the same
You
person.
imitate her well. From the way you talked and your body language, it was like the
I mean,
real
at some
Iris.
point, it did feel like her demeanor changed somehow.
Earlier, too. You almost had me fooled. Your imitation of Boss was... perfect.
Not really.
Yes, there's a reason for that. Let me define some terms first. A person's memory and sense of self. Let's call that personality. It isn't quite the right word, but it'll suffice. Now, transferring that personality into someone else's brain, let's call that parasitism.
Oh.
The one transferring is the parasite. The one being transferred into is the host. Are you with me so far? Moving on. Even after the personality exchange is complete, the host's memory isn't completely lost. About 1% remains in the brain. So, a parasite could use that 1% to imitate the language and behavior of the host. That's how I knew about the warehouse and Sunfish Pocket, by the way. Thanks to Renju and Iris's remaining memories.
But how could you know the remaining memories are going to be useful for your imitation? Interesting. So, who was inside Iris during the interrogation Sunday? I guess this is a continuation of our earlier conversation.
I'm telling you.
Oh, that scared
It
me.
was me.
When she
Why are
was
you
moving
making me
closer.
repeat myself?
That means the Somnium I entered on Sunday.
It was you.
That's right. It was me.
That's why it's at the abandoned factory. How? How does he know about the original Cyclops killer? Because he is the killer. And something else was troubling me. Oh, that
What's
was
going on
our
here?
face, right? What is going on here? Give me the details of each crime.
Before I do, there's something I want to hear from you. How did you know about the prototype sync machine?
Oh, that's a long story. I don't even
And
know
not
where to
only that,
start.
You also seem to know what the sync machine is truly capable of. Why is that?
This is creeping
That's-
me out. And guys, I'm
We're
playing
gaining
this
your memories,
at
are
night,
you?
so it's kind of scary.
Human memory is fractal. If you retain even a single piece of it, it's possible to recreate the whole thing. Pieces of memories are like roots that grow into every corner of the brain, gradually, slowly, taking its time. I imagine the same thing is happening in your brain right now.
This is scary.
A fractal is a figure with self-similarity. Allow me to explain. See this? Whichever fragment you cut, you will see a similar shape.
Huh.
The whole is made up of its similar parts. This is called a fractal figure. Memories in the brain are similar.
So essentially,
what he
even
is
if you lose a
explaining.
piece of it, it does
He
not
is
really
claiming
matter.
that from a few pieces, you can rebuild the memory.
Right, because you can rebuild the memory from that. I knew about the prototype from regaining my memory. Is that right? Or because we are on parallel universes?
Parallel worlds exist.
Exactly, we have parallel worlds. Who the hell are you?
Saito. Saito Sajima.
Oh,
Congressman Sajima's son.
What?
What?
We're coming
I
full
researched
circle.
Saito thoroughly, but I cannot find any images of him on the internet.
Well, I'm guessing
He
because
is
of the
listed on the
cover
family
up.
register, but I cannot find any photographs.
I have something on my mind, but I'm just gonna let this continue before I say anything.
Fine. I still have time.
What is he
Time?
waiting for?
You'll see. So, where do you want me to start?
It's just past midnight on Tuesday. Shoko was killed on Friday. If we think of that as day 1, today is day 5. What was Saito doing those days? I decided to ask him. Let's start in chronological order. So let's ask him first, day 1.
Like you guessed, my personality was in Shoko, Renju's ex-wife. That made calling Renju easy. I need to talk to you about something. He came over without question. I think it was around 4 p.m. I had him meet me at the chemical plant. I made Renju go to sleep, synced, switched personalities, and then stabbed Shoko's discarded body with an ice pick. I took Shoko to Bloom Park by car, using the old abandoned subway line. Must have been around 8 p.m. by the time I was finished. I tied up Shoko to one of the merry-go-round horses. After that, I used Renju's phone to send a Nile message to Mizuki.
Mitsuki, Daddy got caught up in something serious.
Then, I just waited for Mizuki to arrive.
How dare you, trying to use Mitsuki. Day 2.
Until next Saturday evening, my personality was inside Renju. My next target was Iris. I knew she would be suspicious if I asked her to come to Kawasaki, so I asked her to come to Sunfish Pocket first.
But why does he need to change bodies so often?
I called her a little before 5 p.m., and she arrived just after 6. I greeted her, then convinced her to come with me. That's when Ota saw us.
He had such disdain
Anyway,
for Ota.
I put her in the car, then headed to the chemical plant. On the way, I made her take a sleeping pill. I knew she might run once she saw where we were going. It was around 7 p.m. when I got there, and I wasted no time switching bodies. After getting Iris's body, I used a rolled-up apron to strangle Renju to death.
Ugh.
Then I put his body in an empty oil drum I'd prepared earlier.
I mean, what's the body
I put
switch?
that in the trunk
It's
of the
probably
car,
Iris's
then headed to
consciousness in
Sunfish
Renju,
Pocket.
right?
But then, something I didn't anticipate happened. Waiting for the signal in Akiba, someone knocked on the window of the car.
Oh.
It was Ota.
Interesting.
He asked me something about being able to drive. He was surprised, to say the least. I didn't have time to waste on him. But I couldn't risk him finding the oil drum in the trunk. Plus, if word got around that Renji's car was spotted driving around Akiba, that would foil my plans. So, I came up with a lie. I told him that I didn't have a license, so he had to keep it a secret. That's what that thing referred to in Ota's Nile messages, by the way.
That we already
And
know.
just like that, I managed to escape a bad situation and headed to Sunfish Pocket as planned. The rest went exactly as you already figured out.
That's sick. Okay, day 3. Sunday.
Sunday morning, I had a recording or some such thing scheduled. Oh, I am, of course, referring to Iris.
It's amazing that he
I didn't
kept
want
it
to draw
up.
suspicion, so I decided to attend as planned. I went to Lemniscate and performed my job. And when I left, I ran into you, Date. To be honest, I was a little surprised. Just the previous night, I was a parasite in the body of Renju. I didn't think Ota had seen me. So, of course, I didn't expect to see you there so soon. You were on to me, but there was nothing I could do about that. If I ran, it would only increase your suspicion. So I decided to play my role. The interrogation began around 8:20 p.m., is that right?
How did you remember this?
Then you synced into my mind.
Yeah, it is a very disturbing mind.
But you didn't get what you were looking for, did you? As a result, you had no choice but to release me. I didn't want to go home right away. I knew there might be police waiting for me. That would make it difficult to sneak out at night. And that would put my plan in jeopardy. So I asked you to take me to Marble. I tried to find an opportunity to run, but then another unexpected event occurred.
Ota was there, right?
I got a Nile message from Ota. I knew I could use him. So I told him I needed his help and to meet me at Marble. He did as I instructed him to do.
Well, that's when we got shocked.
After that, I got into the van with Ota. But because his presence was unnecessary, I asked him to stop at a convenience store to buy me something to drink. When he was gone, I took his car and drove to my parents' house where I used to live. Yes, the Sajima residence.
That's why
Of course, I knew
Iris
I
was
couldn't
there.
just walk up and ring the
It
doorbell.
was him.
Hello, Father, it's been a long time. I was also in Iris's body at the time. But I thought I could use that to my advantage. So I pushed on the intercom and sure enough, my dad invited me inside. I told him this. I want you to come with me. There's something I need to show you. He was quiet for a while, but eventually agreed and got into the van with me. We arrived at the prototype sync machine around 11:50 p.m. By the time I was in the body of Sosajima, it was a new day.
Let's ask him about day 4 before we continue. Or should we continue first? We should continue first.
This was yesterday, early Monday morning, past midnight. In my new body, I drugged Iris, put her in the van, and drove to a new location, Okiura Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse. I arrived around 1.
He did a
and
lot in the
prepared for
few
show
days.
for
You
a couple
kind of have to
hours.
give him that.
Of course, when I say show, I mean dismembering Iris.
Ugh.
Because of the temperature in the warehouse, it took longer than I expected to prepare, but... well, you
Ugh.
saw it in the video.
The gore.
Of course,
I just
I
can't.
didn't anticipate Ota would show up. What does that make it? 3 times that brat has showed up unexpectedly?
It's gonna drive him nuts.
That annoyed me to no end.
I thought so.
And I took that out on him. Dressing him up in the polar bear was an impromptu plan on my part. I didn't mean to make you think he was the killer. I just wanted to throw a wrench into the investigation. Didn't matter if you found out or not. This all happened Monday morning. I left the warehouse around 3:30 a.m.
Okay. Let's find out about Monday then.
There isn't much to talk about on Monday. Before noon, I used my old man's body to call this one Boss. You might not know this, but she and my father go back about 6 years.
6
We
years.
shared a terrible secret. Hinting at that was enough to get the boss to come running to me immediately.
Could it be us? That
I
is part
injected
of
her
the
with a
secret?
sedative, then brought her body to the chemical plant.
Ugh.
I synced with her, exchanged our bodies. And after blowing my father's brains out, I cut his body into pieces.
That was how we found
I stuffed
him.
the meat into a vase I'd brought earlier, then drove back to my house.
Continue. Saito spoke with grace and no sign of remorse. I was trying to keep my anger from boiling over and kept asking him questions. Oh, are we going to continue with this? Why did you display the bodies the way you did? I mean, these are all questions that I kind of want to know, but I guess we can ask this one first. Stop moving close to me. This scares
To
me.
harass you.
To harass me?
I wanted to bring out the hatred in you. That's why I called Mizuki to Bloom Park.
I thought that was weird.
That's why I streamed
Ugh.
Iris's murder. Because they were important to you, weren't they?
They were.
I wanted you to feel cornered, trapped. I wanted to punish you, Kaname Date.
But why me? Why did you take out your victim's eyes? He didn't have an eye
about
obsession.
The prototype sync machine, don't you?
Oh, right.
should
Maybe it's the
explain
machine
it.
that did it. I knew. The prototype sync machine differed from the one at Abyss in a few key ways. The machine at Abyss is more sophisticated. Nano cables from the sync gear enter through the gap between the eyeball and socket. They then travel down the optic nerve canal to the brain. But the prototype sync machine isn't so advanced. To perform a sync, you need to remove the left eye manually. So that was it. The subject and the syncer have to remove their eye from the socket. Otherwise, the cables cannot enter the brain. Of course, even with the eye removed, severing the connection to the brain isn't necessary. The extracted eyeball still has the optic nerve and blood vessels connected. After a sync, the eye is supposed to be replaced back in the socket. It's supposed to be safe. Side effects are rare. Unless the nerve or blood vessels are damaged somehow, replacing the eyeball isn't too difficult. But I guess he just didn't bother. Why did you take out your victim's eyes?
Of course, I don't really care about eyes.
That's what I thought.
I don't need them. All I cared about was exchanging bodies with the sync. And for that, I needed to remove the left eye.
Why didn't you just put the eyes back when you were done?
It's just not
That's
necessary for
obvious.
him.
Once I was finished transferring into a new body, the old one was of no concern to me. Why would I bother replacing the eye? I was just going to get rid of it anyway.
Where are the eyeballs that you removed? Well, we did know Shoko's was in Ranju's body. I mean, was in Ranju's intestines.
Shoko's is in Renju. Renju's is in Iris. Iris's is in Dad. Dad's is in Boss.
Why eat the eyeball?
Their stomachs, I mean.
Ugh,
You
that
sick
is
bastard.
disgusting.
Yes, I ate them.
Yeah, why
Immediately
though?
after exchanging personalities.
How horrible.
But does it do anything to him? What's your motive?
Homicide is my hobby. I have a tenacity for it, what can I say? Of course, it was also necessary to make sure people kept their mouths shut. If I took over someone's body, they would know about my crimes. I couldn't risk them reporting me, so I killed them. It was also a matter of revenge. Against you. It's personal. That's why I chose people close to you as targets.
Ugh.
Well, except for my father, of course. That was personal to me. But don't ask. It's embarrassing.
Now I want to ask, but I don't think he's going to give me an answer. Yeah, why revenge against me? Oh, I also wanted to ask the question about why... the remaining option that I didn't get to ask. It's a shame. What was the question again? Why didn't sinkers walk? Or why didn't the sinkers resist, right? Well, I guess we can't see what it is now. Or if I restart, then maybe I can see that. You know what? Maybe I'll insert that option after I replay it. And then I will skip straight to what is left here. Let's do that.
The prototype sync machine has a special feature. It administers a strong dose of sedatives to the original body and a stimulant to the host after a sync. That kept them docile.
Okay, guys, let's continue with what is here. Revenge against me.
This series of murders was like a journey for me, you know, traveling through bodies to finally reach the end. That's the thing about traveling. You always wind up in the same place, don't you? Where do you think that is? Your home. A trip is only complete once you return home.
Wait, so our
The same
body
goes for me.
is his,
When I return
right?
home, my travels will come to an end. So I'll be needing it back. My body.
What?
You stole my body. You took it from me 6 years ago.
We didn't steal no nothing.
That's why I want revenge.
What are you talking about?
You have no idea what it was like inside my own head. I miss it. I miss my brain, Date. No matter how many people I killed, it never worked. I never felt happy. I feel miserable.
You mean?
He was born with a brain dysfunction. Due to damage to the posterior pituitary gland, he was unable to properly secrete oxytocin.
I mean, but now that he has switched bodies and by extension their
Oh,
brains, couldn't he have
that's
felt
right.
other kinds of happiness?
My old body. How are you finding it, Date?
I mean, we do have some teething issues. Anyway, let's go on with this conversation. This body is yours.
That's what I've been telling you!
But I don't have the same oxytocin deficiency you did.
That is because I regularly supplement it.
No. That's why Iba was talking about giving us medication.
They must have increased your dosage too much.
No, but the person who had this disorder was number 89, the original Cyclops
Oh,
killer.
wait.
That is what I
Right.
believed as well. But we must have misunderstood. Pewter did not specify who exactly was imprisoned. Only that one of the original culprits responsible was currently in prison.
That's strange. That would mean number 89 is the previous chairman, Rohan.
Wait, what?
That must be it.
Oh, so they switched bodies
Rohan
as well.
is a parasite inside number 89's brain. Pewter must have known that.
No way.
I was confused. I am confused. I didn't understand any of it. So Rohan is
Let
still
us determine the
alive.
specifics using Saito as our starting point. Whose brain was he in before Boss?
So Sejima.
And before So?
Iris. And before that, Renju. And before that, Shoko.
And before that,
And before Shoko?
who was it? Number 89? Yeah, whose body were you in before Shoko?
I was a parasite inside Rohan's brain 6 years ago until last year.
Oh.
I'd lost most of my memories. I was a shell of a man. They housed me in a special hospital, but I still had those fragments of my mind left. Just as I explained earlier.
You can
From
rebuild your
a single
memory.
piece, you can recreate the whole. I took my time, slowly regaining my memories. 1 year ago, I remembered everything. I left the hospital and immediately sought out Shoko Nadami. I got her body, And she was in Rohan's.
Well, that's why she committed suicide.
When she saw herself in the mirror, she lost her mind. She was confused, panicking, running up the emergency staircase, and then...
Ooh.
That's why Rohan committed suicide.
After that, I spent a year perfecting my plan, using Shoko's body.
The whole
I spied
year?
on you all this time. That's why I know everything about you.
Wow. That is some meticulous planning. Who were you before Rohan?
In there, in that body you are operating right now, in that skull, my personality lived there.
Wait, hold on. If what you're saying is true, what about my personality?
It was in Rohan.
I'm not Rohan!
Correct. It is just as he explained earlier. Number 89 was in Rohan's body. In other words...
You're number 89.
That's... Am I real?
So we're Falcon. So we are killers too. We've been killing people. That's why we have a thing for Hitomi. Because we were in love. Oh. His hand is shaking. Okay. Keep talking.
Sorry, but time's up. I want my body back. It's quite simple. Sync with me and stay inside my mind for more than 6 minutes.
And if I refuse?
I know that you won't. I know it.
Because he has Hitomi. Oh.
Date, look! This is streaming live!
I thought so. This is bad.
Damn you!
If you give me back my body, I will give you the location. Oh, and of course, it isn't the chemical plant in the Kawasaki district.
Aiba, where's the source?
It is being routed through numerous IPs. I cannot identify the source.
Pewter, contact headquarters, now!
Got it!
Now, what will you do? Will you agree to my request?
Gosh, what should we do? Should we do it? But if he does it, I mean, we'll be in Boss's body, which is not too bad, to be honest. I mean, even if he switched bodies, it's not like he can live a free man, right? Should I do it? Should I not do it? I don't even know. I am very torn right now. You know what? I think I'll do it. Although I know probably he won't release Hitomi, because I don't think he's a man who keeps his word. But let's say I'll do it.
Date!
See? I knew you wouldn't refuse. I know you well, don't I, Date?
I guess you do. Is that a game over? Maybe it is a game over. Police headquarters, Tuesday, 4:28 a.m. I think it is a game over. He's back in there.
I did it. I did it. I'm back. I got it all back!
Hey, where's Hitomi?
All right. I'll tell you as promised. Boss's house. However, it might be too late by now.
What?
Oh no, it's gonna blow up. I knew this would happen.
Why?
Return my body and I'll tell you the location. That's what I said. I didn't lie. I kept my promise.
You bastard!
You're the one who injured that body. It's your own fault, really.
Damn it.
Be seeing you.
Is he just gonna walk out of here? Oh, there's Aiba. Oh, nice work, Aiba. Thank you. I mean, this is something, probably the only thing that is good
Date, are you alright?
in this bad ending. Aiba's voice barely resonated. My eyesight was hazy, a heap of broken images. Sweat was beading on my palms. It felt like my throat was closing up, and I was struggling for breath. In my ears, the rushing blood of my heartbeat was the only sound.
Everyone's dead.
Shoko, Ranju, Iris, Ota, Hitomi, Boss. The flesh remains, the mind is lost.
I couldn't do anything.
This is
Saito
probably
had
the
me right
worst
where he
possible
wanted me.
ending.
Nothing. Nothing.
Parallel worlds exist.
That's Iris's voice. The words suddenly echoed in my head. I couldn't remember who, or where, or why, but I thought that if there really was such a world, that me in that world, I is another.
Could I have had a better future?
I guess you can. I prayed that I could. I felt my consciousness sink into a black abyss. Well, that is miserable, this ending. But I guess the only way is up. 'Cause this is just the worst one, really. Okay, so let's talk about this route, I guess. This is the route that is probably the most revealing. I guess you could have told that because it was locked. It was a chain of body switching that made this possible. And honestly, I don't remember how I got to this. But I remember I was so shocked. But I guess the shock factor took over me, and this time I kind of got to analyze things a little more. I feel like something is lost on me. I know they said the logic pretty clearly that Saito is trying to get revenge by killing people close to Date, but I just think, I don't know, this is a very roundabout way of doing it. Why did he need to switch the bodies then? He could have just killed everyone, right? And I mean, in the end, he just had to make sure that he was in a body that was actually close to Date, or at least could get to Date, so that he could sync with Date to get in his body. Otherwise, it's just unnecessary. And I just think it is a little not too logical. And I mean, he doesn't have to act logical, but I think usually people would act on some kind of logic, sick as it may be. But it just didn't really make sense for me this time. I still have a lot of questions. I don't even remember if some of these questions will get answered, to be honest, on I think it's the final path. I'm not sure. And I don't know. Now that I see it, I feel like whenever they get to the more pseudoscience-y parts, I do appreciate the body switching because that logic was sound. But I feel like once they get to something that may be kind of a stretch, Spike Chunsoft kind of lose their logic a little. But maybe it's just me because I almost always want some kind of logic to make sense of a story. Let me say this though, I really, really, really like this shock factor. And like I said, the first time I saw this, it was just like, wow, mind blown. And I just don't know why Date as boss collapsed in the end. I mean, he can be weak after sinking past the 6 minutes, but I kind of want to know, even if it is the worst possible ending, how they ended up. I want to know if Saito is back in a jail. There's also Date. Is he living in Boss's body? Anyway, we're at the end of the credits here again. I guess we'll be going back to the flowchart now. Annihilation route ending. Yeah, this is the worst one, pretty much. Alright guys, I'll end the episode here. In the next episode, we'll go back to the flowchart, and I'm guessing the path that was locked will probably open for us to go on. So I guess we'll be... What were we doing? I can't even remember what we were doing. Were we supposed to save Hitomi also? I can't even remember, but I think we'll continue with the other locked path. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.